By the end of today's session, you're going to feel like you have less work to do. Everything comes down to effective delegation, and the onus is on the receiver. Meaning if you're giving someone a project, if you're giving someone something to do, the onus is on you, the delegator, to get back what you expected. But oftentimes we do kind of mediocre delegation, mediocre communication. We don't actually clarify and communicate expectations properly, but yet we get frustrated when people don't give us what they need, right? So I'm going to explain to you some of the key principles around delegation. Delegation is the keystone habit for you to reach everything you want to reach, especially freedom, right? Especially profit margin. Okay, here's the key. We're trying to accomplish a balance of freedom and profit margin. How does that happen? Freedom happens by having a team who has clear expectations that get things done without you. And profit margin, there's two options you have for that. You can have profit margin without a team, which is usually slavery, meaning you're just making a lot of profit, but you're on call for every single one of your clients, right? The second option, if you learn delegation and team building, is high profit because you have an effective team that's doing the right things throughout the day, okay? So I've learned an entire new process on how real businesses run, but it's everything I've been teaching. It's the same level of intentionality. You start with a quarterly rock, you break a quarterly rock down into a monthly plan, which gets communicated to someone, right? Primarily via one-on-ones, okay? And then we have a weekly cadence that's followed: plan, brief, execute, debrief. Plan, brief, execute, debrief. That is essentially the name of the game when it comes to results management. Plan, brief, execute, debrief. And it all comes down to delegation. So this is the unfortunate truth when it comes to results management, okay? The unfortunate truth is the onus is on the delegator, okay? In 90% of the cases, if you're not getting back from your team what you expect, you probably didn't explain what you expect, okay? And I'm talking, okay, this has been fact checked by someone who's built $300 million companies. I asked again and again and again, yes. The onus is on you. Your team is not stupid. Your team is not non-caring. Your team is not, whatever thoughts you have when they underperform. You don't know how to delegate. That's the real problem. So I asked all these questions, guys. Yes, yesterday I have all these people who are way bigger businesses than me in the room. Really? Do I have to learn all this management stuff? Really? Can't I just be on camera? Can't I just do what I'm good at? Can't I just market? And they all chuckled at me and said, "Oh, young Bill, you'll learn." That was their response to me. But I'm good at marketing. This is what I'm really good at. Every minute I'm not on camera, the company, can't I just hire someone to do that? Oh, young Bill, that's funny. That's literally was the response. All $50+ million guys yesterday, right? The price to pay to earn freedom is learning leadership skills and delegation skills. So I'm going to share with you some of these keys around delegation. The first, there's three kind of irrefutable laws of delegation. Number one, you have to clarify and communicate expectations. Vital, vital, vital. Clarifying and communicating expectations happens how? I've given you many, many tools. Now, I'm never going to force my tools down your guys' throats ever again, okay? It's about finding what works for you. You can even question traction as your model. I'm giving you models that you can roll into your business, but I'm also learning about different models. Like some people don't run traction meetings. They spend the first 30 minutes focused on problem solving, the next 30 minutes on their scorecard, and the last 30 minutes on creating a game plan for the next week. There's different ways to run weekly meetings. The only thing that you can't do is not hold a weekly meeting. So you got to commit to some form of a recurring pulse so that you can work on your communication skills. The second tip on delegation is you have to actually grant authority. The reason delegation seems like not a good use of time for people who are inexperienced at it is because people keep coming back to you for micro decisions. So if you're going to delegate something, you actually have to grant authority to someone to make the decisions required on the path to the end result of what you delegated to them. And then the third one is time or resource empathy. Okay. So the third tip on delegation is you have to be aware of the time this project, the time you're going to let them spend on it, and their current responsibilities. That's called empathy. Hey, what's already on your plate right now? One of the best questions, if you want to hand over a major function to someone or something important that you haven't delegated for a long time, one of the best questions to ask is, hey, what's on your plate right now? What's important to you right now? Teaching your team how to delegate is where you get the ultimate leverage, because then you can delegate to them and then they can delegate to others, third parties, freelancers, 1099s, their team, etc. So the ultimate skill in delegation is to teach others how to delegate as you delegate to them. I want you to focus more on your team. Focus more on the people who are trading their lives to work with you for your vision. Listen to them. Have a coffee with them. Have a call, like have a late night conversation with them. Whatever you need to do, listen. The key thing is to not do the work. You can never go back and take over responsibility of something you once delegated. You can never go backwards. Okay. So everyone must delegate 80% of your to-do list at all times. Anything on your to-do list. Okay. If you have 100 items on your to-do list during a week, a month, 80% of what is on your to-do list has to be delegated. Look at your to-do list and give up 80% of it. Do this every single week. Otherwise, you get into the overcommitment syndrome where you have all these piling up tasks. You guiltily accept them. You don't really delegate them. There's trust problems. You don't actually fully communicate the things you want to delegate. And it demoralizes your team. Your team will feel inspired when you give them responsibility. So delegate 80% of your to-do list at all times. Let your team know when you delegate that you will be there to support them. Let them know, however, in that same process, that they are accountable for getting it done. At no point, even if I check in an hour, I will not be taking this task over after your first hour of work. You are going to be accountable for the result of this project. Okay. Delegate consistently. Don't do this on like a one-off thing. Keep delegating. Build your delegation muscles. Momentum creates momentum. 80% is enough. There is no perfect solution to anything.